What's up, everybody? Welcome to another entertainment video, y'all. It's Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, but we're staying in the crib. It's NBA all day, all night. We already have some good games wrapped up right now. The Bucks just beat the Nuggets. Going to go through some of the scores, some of the updates on the standings, where everybody stands right now. Then we got to talk about just a couple topics, nothing crazy today. Are the Warriors contenders? They won tonight. Crazy game by Steph Curry. Dude went nuts for 56 points, 12 made threes against the Magic. Then another video that's been going around, Kevin Durant was a guest on the Draymond Green Baron Davis podcast. Draymond Green asked him about going to the Warriors. KD came out giving his reasons on why he denied or blocked the trade to go to the Golden State Warriors. So let's not even waste any time, guys. Let's pop up these scores right now. Got a couple games going as we speak. Hornets and Mavericks right now tied up. I have not been keeping up with that at all. Pelicans and Suns. Suns are up right now. Then the game that still hasn't tipped off yet tonight. Minnesota Timberwolves, LA Lakers. For the games that already happened here, man, Golden State, this was a crazy game. I got League Pass. If you don't have it, right now there's probably a deal going for it, so just buy it for the rest of the year. At least you'll get the good value when it's a good games. But Steph Curry, bro, he went absolutely bonkers right now. Buddy went crazy, insane, whatever you want to think about it. That's what he was doing. Take a look right here at the box score. I got to move my big ass head right here. Let's get a little eating. You take a look right here, bro. Steph Curry, 56 points, 12 made threes, 12 made free throws, 16 to 25. So I don't even know where do we get the calculator going. Calculator. It's cool. It doesn't even show up on the screen here. It's how we do technology. So you feel like an old man. Technology. 16 divided by 25. Sorry if somebody's doing the math in their head. You're a genius. It just keeps saying can't find it. 16. My computer doesn't know how to do it either. Divided by 25. 64% from the field. 12 and 19. So 64% from the field. And 63% from three. A classic Steph Curry night, y'all. The Warriors, they're now 7-1 since the Jimmy Butler trade. Draymond had 12, 10 rebounds, a little double-double. Jimmy Butler, kind of like that perfect Iguodala role on the Warriors right now, except for Jimmy can probably score the ball a little bit more consistently, do a little bit more at this point in his career. But you see right here, he doesn't even have to really do much. He only had 5 points. He did have 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He only took 7 shots. But games like that where Steph Curry's going crazy, it doesn't really matter because the Warriors are going to pull it out. Moses Moody, 10. Brandon Podziemski, 8. And then a big just kind of surprise for anybody in the NBA. I have never even heard of this dude until a couple months ago. Quinton Post. So dude is a rookie right now out of Boston College. He was in a second-round pick in last year's draft. And he's been hooping, man. For the regular season, this is pretty decent. 7 points, 3.5 rebounds on 46%. And these are actually a lot of threes that he's been shooting too. 3-point percentage, 40%. Oh my God, I can't even talk. 40.8 from 3-point land for Post is pretty crazy for a rookie out of Boston College. And that's one thing the Warriors don't have as a big man. So you take a look at the starting lineup right here. The biggest guy is going to be between Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. And they're like 6'7", 6'8". Moses Moody, 6'5" maybe? Yep. Brandon Podziemski, probably 6'6". So they're only 6'4". So they're able to afford this lineup against the Magic. And let's not even hate either. Paolo Banchero, one of my favorite young players, #1 overall pick a couple years ago. He had 41. Franz Wagner had 27. They just couldn't stop Steph Curry, as you could see right here. And KCP, kind of that veteran, just came out and played like dog water yesterday or tonight. 0 points, 0 offensive rebounds. He did have 2 rebounds, 0 steals, no baskets made at all, no free throws, no threes. And a really good game there. And I'll get back a little bit to the Warriors right now. Let's just look at the other game. This game just wrapped up right now. Bucks and Nuggets, and it was a good one. I had it on in the background while I was getting ready to start the video and kind of working on it. But you see Jokic had another triple-double. I don't know how you can't even argue against him being MVP again. 32, 10 assists, 14 rebounds. He only missed 3 shots from the field, 13 of 16. And Jokic, you take a look at his stats right here. 29, 12, and 10. He's averaging a triple-double, and it's somehow like low-key. And I think that's been a big problem with the NBA this year is that, we talk about who's the face of the NBA, who should be the face of the NBA, And that's been a question that comes up pretty much all season. Is it Anthony Edwards? Could it be Anthony Edwards? Can it be SGA? Giannis? Who is it? It should be Jokic. It should be one of these guys, but they're not American. So I don't know if it's the media, if it's fans, but it doesn't seem like they maybe want to be the face of the NBA. And that's kind of seems like the problem right now with this current generation that's below the LeBrons, the Currys, the Durants, is it doesn't seem like any of them really want to be the face of the NBA. And then Jason Tatum comes out saying how he fits all the criteria to be the face of the NBA. But when you have to say it like that, then you probably should not be the face of the NBA. If you got to explain why, Jason Tatum, why you should be the face of the league, then you're probably not fit out to be the face of the league, because we know when you are. We know when you got it. And Jason Tatum, I'm sorry, bro. I know you're an NBA champion. I know you're an Olympic gold champion too, but I don't think you'll be the face of the NBA, bro. Come on. You're not even the face of your team. You got second in the finals MVP. But Christian Braun had a nasty dunk on Robin Lopez. Giannis, though, 28, 19 rebounds, 17 on the defensive side. He went 11 to 23. Lillard had 19 and a clutch 3 towards the end of the game. And you kind of starting to see maybe what these Milwaukee Bucks could be. You're getting 10 points from Taurean Prince. Kyle Kuzma's been a welcome addition since they traded and got him for Chris Middleton and sent Middleton to Washington, D.C., brought Kuzma in to Milwaukee. Brook Lopez had 22. Then they had Gary Trent Jr. off the bench with 15. Bobby Portis is still out with that. He's suspended due to who knows what he took. He said it was Toradol, but it was Tramadol. We don't really know what happened on there. But those are the 2 games tonight. 2 games and definitely 3 teams that are going to be, I think, in postseason contention. So right now you got this Mavericks game, Pelicans Suns going on. We'll see how that shapes out. But let's talk a little bit about the Warriors, guys. So the Warriors right now, like I said, they beat the Orlando Magic tonight. So the question I've been asking, the question that everybody's talking about right now, are the Golden State Warriors real title contenders? They got 5 wins in a row. They're 7-1 since the Jimmy Butler trade. They're now 7th in the West, only a half game behind the Clippers for the 6th seed, which means they'd avoid the play-in tournament, get right into the playoffs. And right now you got to say, even though Jimmy only had 5 points tonight, Jimmy and Steph already one of the best duos in the NBA. 2 guys that can do everything on the basketball court when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. And Jimmy Butler now fits perfectly right next to Steph, because we all know Klay for all those years was the guy that was playing that defense alongside Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler can obviously do that. So, I mean, me 100%. I think the Warriors are legit contenders. There's really nobody out west right now that I'm too scared of. Obviously, the Thunder are number 1 by a pretty large lead, but they're really young. We don't really know who's their second, third option that's going to really stick out, be consistent in the playoffs. You got the same thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant's only averaging like 19, 20 points this year. Then you look at the Nuggets. That's probably where you actually start to think like, yo, this is a legit team. Let's pull it up real quick. So, I mean, you're looking out west, like who is there to be afraid of? I really don't think there's anybody. I think all these teams are flawed. I think it's pretty much wide open. Oklahoma City's really young. Memphis, I honestly have no idea how they're even this good. Ja Morant's had himself kind of a down season. The Denver Nuggets, yeah, they still got that core of the championship team, but I don't know if I think they have enough off the bench and enough kind of good role players to make that deep run. Houston, really young again, haven't really proven themselves. The Lakers, of course, really no big man, just Luka and LeBron, which I also think is going to make them get pretty far in the playoffs. The Clippers, just saw them yesterday against the Bulls. They barely beat us at the United Center. Then you see the Warriors, Timberwolves, Dallas, Kings. So, I mean, the things are wide open right now in the West. So, I think it's really easy when you do look at this to be like, how are the Warriors not contenders? They got Jimmy Butler now. They have Steph Curry, 5 wins in a row, 7-1 since they got Jimmy Butler. They're 7th in the West right now. They weren't even in the play-in game. Now they're a half game from the 6th seed that would keep them out of the play-in tournament and directly into the playoffs. And they're 4.5 games behind the Lakers. So they could still climb up, but I think for them, you just want to get to that 6th seed. I don't know if Denver's going to stay down at 3. I could see the Grizzlies or the Rockets getting into that 3 spot. So realistically, I think Golden State, as long as they can avoid Denver in the first round, they have a legitimate chance to make a playoff run. That's probably the worst matchup for them, just size-wise, even though Draymond can obviously play some defense, but that's not really a great matchup against Jokic. But things are wide open, y'all. I think there's really no reason to not think the Golden State Warriors could be in the Western Conference Finals, at least given the right matchups. And you see, we're looking at it right now. Like, I don't really see any of these teams that can just, I flat out think like, yo, they would dominate the Warriors. They'll dominate Golden State or any of these teams. And it's a little bit more, it's kind of wild to think now that we're kind of in this position where there really isn't any dominant big men. Yeah, there's some big men. You see OKC, they got Harkenstein, they got Chet Holmgren. The Grizzlies have Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr. Denver Nuggets, obviously, they got Jokic. That's legit. Houston, they got Şengün. So, yeah, these are big men, but, like, they're not, it's not like back in the day where these are bone bruising, back you down, you're in the paint battling all night. That's just really not what it's being right now in the NBA. Jokic, yeah, he could do that to you, but he kind of also plays a little bit more on the perimeter, passes, does all that cool stuff. But let's take a look at some of these tweets right now. You see these stats right here. This is a crazy stat. Most games with 9+ three-pointers made in NBA history. Steph Curry out in front by a shit ton of three-point games where he made 9 or more. Steph has 45. Dame has 14. Klay Thompson third with 12. So when you think about shooting, when you think about everything it comes to do with three-point shots, you better be thinking of number 30 from Golden State, because this dude owns and is going to own like every three-point record, which is crazy. Like, think about 45 games where he made at least 9 three-pointers, and we're never going to see that again. And it's right here, too. Players with 9. Here, let's go. Sorry, JR, you're blocked out. Players with 9+ three-point field goals in a single game. Steph Curry has 100. Okay, how's this kind of contradicting? Oh, no, this is sent out. I got sent out. Spreading and misinformation. Wow. You've been sent out. 45. They put 100. That would have been actually kind of raw. Damn, I can't believe I got sent out live. He's back, though, guys. That's another thing we got to talk about. NBA Centel. This was pretty funny. Here we go. He's back. And we got finessed. Even though he dropped like regular. What, he put 15 or 13? Jokic with the block. It's kind of what I was talking about for Tatum, too. Jason Tatum believes he's the face of the NBA, while league officials note there is no clear evidence to validate his claim via Chris Haynes. That's some real stuff right there. Not even going to lie. But back. Let's get out of this Centel. So, yeah, let's take a look right here. 56 points for Curry. 16 of 25. 12 of 19 from 3. 12 of 12 from the free throw. And like we said, he's 45 games now with 9+ three-pointers made. That's just absolutely unreal. And I'm happy I tuned in. These are the moments where League Pass is worth it. Where I'm like, yo, this is a good little bruh. And then statistically, I love these little like historical things you see here. Steph dropped over 50 against the Knicks 12 years ago. He dropped 12 threes against the Thunder 9 years ago. And then tonight he has over 50 points with 12 threes. So for some odd reason, Steph Curry just likes to get off on February 27th. So next year, I'm putting it in my calendar right now so I could try to cook up a little, like, you know, at least 5 3-pointers next February 27th to make some money off of this Steph Curry trend. So, guys, if you haven't been locked in, you have to tune in out to the NBA. Things are getting good. And kind of in relation to that other topic I want to talk about, KD, it's already same thing. Tell me you've heard this before. Kevin Durant's probably going to get traded. So basically, Kevin Durant jumped on the Draymond Green podcast with Draymond Green, Baron Davis. They kind of went through questioning him like, yo, what happened with the trade? You know, obviously, people were saying you're going to get out of Phoenix. People were saying he's going to go to Golden State. And he kind of came out and said, he says it right here, you know, it didn't make sense to him. He wanted to end his career on his own terms, whatever that means. I mean, his entire career has kind of been on his terms. But flat out, he came out and said, like, hey, I don't want to be traded in the middle of the year. Our whole team's healthy. I want to see what we could do. You want to see what you could do, Kevin? You guys are 3 games out of the play-in. The weak-ass Sacramento Kings, who have like a bogus version of the Bulls, are probably better maybe with DeRozan and Levine. They're ahead of you by 3 games. You guys are 2-8 in your last 10. You lost 2 in a row, but you want to see what you could do with your team. I mean, Kevin Durant, sometimes it's the stuff that he says doesn't make sense to me. And just like I said, did it make sense for him to go to Golden State, even though he could win there? I get it. He thinks the media is going to talk about him. Like he said in the video, they're going to talk about him anyway. So why just keep losing? I don't understand. He made a decision everybody talks smack about. He went to Golden State after losing, being up 3-1 against them when he was on the Thunder. And he hasn't done shit since. I mean, he was on the Nets after that. They made it to, the second round. He's been on the Suns, also made it to the second round. Right now, they're not even in the playoffs. So to me, it's a little bit just kind of goofy. Like, you don't want to – I get the whole part. He did say, I don't want to get traded in the middle of the year. You got to trade a lot for me and all this and that. I get it, whatever. But he's the part of, I want to see finish things out with my team, see how everything goes. That part doesn't make any sense to me because you guys are not even going to make the playoffs. So, Kevin Durant, you're full of it, brother. But I had to get that water in. We'll see where he goes this offseason. That'll be interesting because realistically, what he said made sense. He's at this point in his career, he's got a big contract. If you're going to trade for him, you're going to end up sending a bunch of players. So I guess mid-season, it does make sense for him. Yo, come on. They're going to trade me. I'm going to go somewhere. There's probably going to be unrealistic expectations of what to do. So it's kind of a lose-lose for him. And if at least in the offseason he gets traded, could get facilitated a little bit better. They could fill out the roster a little more accordingly. But a lot of options out there to see where he's going to end up. People are talking about him going to Dallas to team up with Anthony Davis and Kyrie. Other people like Paul Pierce, I think. I forgot who it even was. But they're talking about him going back to Washington, D.C., because that's where he's from, to go play with the Wizards, do a little farewell tour. We'll see how that plays out. I don't necessarily know if that's something real for him. And they got a little thing on, let's take a look here on Bleacher Report. The worst spot. So this is best and worst landing spots for Kevin Durant, according to Andy Bailey. Shout out, Andy. And he said what I said here, too. They're not even in the playing game. So this is what gives it away, though. So if you guys think it's just me saying it, Brian Windhurst of ESPN, they're going to trade him. He knows that. I think everybody's intentions are crystal clear here. So this is pretty much going through the worst one. Number one, Golden State. He doesn't want to go there. Blah, 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 blah. We get it. Number two, the best spot, the Houston Rockets. Sign for Van Fleet. He might become a trade chip. And that actually makes a lot of sense right here. So they could trade Fred Van Fleet, who has a $44 million option. So that's giving up something, but obviously not giving up a ton if you're just giving up Van Fleet with some other players to try to match that salary there. And he would he would fit in pretty well, but I don't know. It's kind of weird to me, that young team. I don't know if you want to do that, but I guess you could. Worst spot, Dallas. Just because they're going to team up again, blah, 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 blah. Worked in the 3-wing. Honestly, this would make a lot more sense to me. But I guess that makes sense. I keep saying it makes sense. They're saying here that because of the organization, how things are playing out. But as far as positions, that's kind of a old school perfect role for everybody. Kyrie running the point, Durant being the wing, Anthony Davis being the big. That would be scary. He's got to see, obviously, what they would give up for him. Best spot, Miami Heat. Everybody goes to Miami. That's kind of the funny part. Durant, LeBron, everybody wants to go to Miami. Worst spot, the Clippers. I agree. Best spot, OKC. I think this actually would make a lot of sense because they don't really have anybody that's second. Jalen Williams, obviously a dog, but that's going to be what it comes down to. Do they want to trade Jalen Williams and give him up in his prime of his career when he hasn't even got to that point yet for a Kevin Durant? Anyone that can't contend. That's what's more annoying, too. It's these dudes just only going to go where they know they're going to be the best, and I hate it. Just grind it out, little scary. And I guess that's what he said, so he's right. Stay in Suns. Just suck. Just suck in Phoenix. We don't care. Oh, Kevin Durant. We're going to see where he goes, though. Honestly, bring him to the Bulls. Forget him. And if we don't get the number one pick right now, I don't know what we're doing. I went to the game last night. They played pretty hard. They ended up losing, against the Clippers, which is a good thing. But the Bulls are still how is the NBA this bad? The Bulls are terrible, and there's still 5 teams worse than us. This is what I hate about the play-in tournament is we suck. I don't want to be in the play-in tournament. I don't want to waste any time. And these teams are ass. 23 wins is so look at that. We'd be literally at the bottom of the West. And we're here every season, guys. That's what sucks about being a Bulls fan. I swear we've been 10th no matter what we do. We're going to blow up the roster, blah, 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 blah. 10th. Josh Giddey comes out yesterday. We can compete with anybody. Blah, blah, blah. Like, shut up. I just want us to suck. Just be ass. Let's get Cooper Cup or Cooper Cup. Let's get Cooper Flag. Let's get Ace Bailey. Like, bring somebody in with some future to team up with Matas Buzelis. Like, what is this? Why can't we just lose better? We can't even lose better. So embarrassing. All right, y'all. We got to look. I wanted to look at these random videos on. Look at this. Was cracking me up. I went to a little NASCAR race this week. I was on Twitter earlier. You see the Barstool, the Altima 600, which is funny as hell because, like, nobody else besides a person that drives a Nissan Altima would think this is a good idea. And if you drive a Nissan Altima, I'm sorry. But if you don't drive a Nissan Altima, you probably also know that people that drive Nissan Altimas would be goofy enough to do this. They're just like wrecking out. You're going to see all these cars driving around Chicago probably in a couple days. So if you see a bunch of beat up Nissan Altimas, know that it was the Altima 600. So I just wonder who goes to these events. These better be family, friends, and relatives, because why would you pay tickets to go watch this? The Nissan 300. The Nissan 600. I'm not a PlayStation. Where else? Oh, yeah. Here we go. This had me rolling the other day. The curb ball champ. Oh, wait, let me.
Golden Great.
Oh, go first. I'm going first.
I go first. Nigga in my hood. This my nigga.
What you mean? I live across the street.
All right, nigga. Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, rock, paper, scissors. Wait, you gotta say the rock, paper, scissors.
Oh.
It's funny, though, because when you see games
Bubblegum,
like this,
bubblegum. In there, just how many pieces do
we'll
you
find
wish?
anything
No,
and
no.
make
That's
how you have to.
You are
hanging out
not
with your boys. And you're like, about it.
the rest of
Go to-
2 days
go to
game.
Get that first shot off.
No.
That's cool. I ain't worried about that.
Like your daddy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bang. Bang.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bang. Come on.
It gotta come back.
on.
It gotta come back. It gotta come back.
That hit right on the top.
Hey, hit. Well, guess what? You ain't call pop up.
What are you talking
It gotta
about?
bounce back, bro.
Like, how do you get this, bro?
Get in it. Oh.
Hold on. Wait. No. Let it bounce. Let it bounce.
Yeah.
That's one. That's one. The first one to three, baby. Stop playing with me.
Crazy.
Stop playing with me. 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 Stop playing with me.
Shoot the ball.
Left money. Bang. Stop one. That's one. The first one to three, baby. Stop playing with me. 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 Stop playing with me.
Shoot the ball.
Left money. Bang. What I'm telling you. Double. Stop playing with me out here, boy. Stop playing with me out here.
Ain't no double nothing.
Stop playing with me. What I'm telling you. Double money. Bang. What I'm telling you. Double. Stop playing with me out here, boy. Stop playing with me out here.
Ain't no double nothing.
Double. It hit bang, bang.
Ain't no double nothing.
Yo, don't touch me. You mad. Now you double. It hit bang, bang.
Ain't no double nothing.
Yo, don't touch me. You mad. Now you
I'm
mad.
going to retweet it. If you want to watch it, find it on Twitter. That was great.
Left money. Bang. What I'm telling you. Double. Hood Olympics. Curveball champ. You already know what it is, man. I don't need to say nothing, man.
The
Word.
curveball.
Ma, clean my room later. I'm about to go to the Hood Olympics. About to bust this nigga ass. Golden Great.
Oh, go first. I'm going first.
I go first. Nigga in my hood. This my nigga.
What you mean? I live across the street.
All right, nigga, rock, paper, scissors.
All right, rock, paper. Wait, you gotta say the rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
Bubblegum?
All right. Just give you guys a glimpse of the things I'd be cracking up when I'm scrolling Twitter. Oh man, and this is foul. Children, cover your eyes. Parents, don't let your kids read this. This had me rolling. Trying to zoom out, it won't even let me. Oh, zoom too far. Sorry, Steph Curry. I don't need you. Look how funny this is. Why'd it be like, imagine fucking a magician and he nutting you. You freak out. Then he's like, psych, check your ear. Bro, this is why, how is Twitter free? Like, everybody, and don't get any ideas, Elon Musk. Don't start charging. I know there's an option, but this be killing me. Like, who comes up with this? I need to know, and we got to read the replies. Always funny. I like magic. This is disturbing. Is there a plan B in the ear or something? That low-key would be insane, though. He says, psych, check your ear. Pull a little Houdini. Lil Baby, stay tuned. Not looking good in Atlanta. Epstein Island, supposedly they're going to release the files. We'll see if that ever happens, y'all. But thanks for coming through. We just sidetracked off the NBA, but make sure you hit like, drop a comment, subscribe. Let me know if we should do some more this Twitter scrolling. I think Twitter scrolling is some of the funnest things to do because don't take it seriously. It's just hilarious material. I appreciate the jokes that go on Twitter, but thanks for coming through, y'all. Another video, entertainment, like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you guys think about everything. Are the Warriors contenders? Should Kevin Durant have blocked that trade to the Warriors? And what do you think about the Nissan Altima 600? Stay classy. Don't do anything crazy. Don't be lazy. Deuces.